cram in a matter of 3 to 5 minutes, minus any amount of banter. So on that note, we'll all just wait 3 to 5 minutes silently, and we can just get through this. Does anybody have Palm on their cell phone? Nothing? Okay. So I'll tell you that I'm a lot of things. Some of them good, some of them bad, but most of all, I'm a man. Now, much of one, and I completely understand that. If you ask my wife, she'll agree with you, but man nonetheless. When I was a kid, I grew up in Southern Maryland. I was a middle child, and if you have middle children, or if you want to have 3 kids, I can tell you right now, the middle child is going to be the worst of the bunch, and I can kind of prove that to you because when I was 10 years old, I made myself a pipe bomb, stuck it in the refrigerator, and blew the door clean off the refrigerator.
Nice.
That was me as a child. BB guns were kind of something that I was banned from. Definitely no toys that made any loud noise. But I did learn how to play drums eventually. I once rode a bike off the top of a roof.
Nice.
And that was my second time I broke my nose. It's a pretty frequent thing. I left home when I was 14 years old. I'm not really sure why, just did. Took a car, me and a friend, and we drove out to California. Neither one of us were of age to drive the car. We didn't have any cash, but we did have a hose in the back of the car, so that kind of got us to California. And while I was out there, I tried a career at snowboarding, and I'm actually pretty good at it. Not that you would notice down here in South Florida.
Did it make you to get arrested later on?
No, absolutely not. But what's the statute of limitations on that? After California, I spent about 8 months out there. It didn't go as planned, so I moved to Philly. While I was in Philadelphia, that kind of went sour. So called my parents back up after being away from home for about 2 years. They were nice enough to let me back into the house, and that's where I got a lot of my values from and a lot of my morals from. People who were willing to give me a second chance on some serious ground rules, but I was able to still graduate on time and get with the rest of my class. Directly after high school, I went into the Marines. Went on a couple of deployments to Iraq, which was interesting, to say the least. Not a whole lot had changed in my mentality. I was blowing up fridges at home, and I mooned Oliver North while I was in Iraq. It's a rarity, but it can be done. The advantage of the Marines and the advantage of the deployments was when I came home, I didn't talk to anybody for about 6 months outside of interviews here, and I met my wife. I don't know why, but I felt like I needed to talk to her, and she is the yin to my yang. She doesn't blow up fridges, and she likes horrible music, so that's how that works. Now I have 2 kids. I have 1 on the way, and I'm currently enrolled in classes at Broward College. I'm undeclared, which, if you're unfamiliar with that, means I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just kind of there trying my best, and hopefully it works out better than when I was a child. I juggle a lot, I would think, with the kids, a wife, work and school, and a lot of responsibility. So I always try to stick to one main value, which is, always do what is right. And that's what I learned as a child, and I try to stay to that. Sometimes words will slip out. Sometimes, I'll have to step outside of my house and bite my own tongue. And anybody with kids probably is familiar with that idea, anyways. In the future, I don't really know. I haven't planned that far ahead. I'm just trying to take it one day at a time. But I would hope for a really good Marvin Gaye song or something. Peace, love, and understanding is my general idea on how I'm going to get through the next 27 years, and that's as far as I can think ahead right now. And that's pretty good, I would say, considering. Find some sense of a way to bring peace to others. Not in the global term. I'm not trying to win you over on the pageantry stuff, but more help others as much as I can. Not a whole lot, because that requires a lot of work, but a little bit. And love my wife and my kids as best I can, and understand myself a little bit more. And that's not a dirty joke. I'm serious about that. That's understand myself a little bit more. So and understand others. I think it's very important. I think a lot of problems can be solved if we just understand each other a little bit. So, the best sense, that's what I can say. That's who I can say I am. I'm an average man with an average life, pretty average goals, but I'm always surrounded by extraordinary individuals. So, thank you all so much, and try not to blow up any refrigerators.
That was 5 minutes. Good job.